Ever asked your dog a question and suddenly tilt? Their head turns like they're deeply pondering life's greatest mysteries? That one simple move can be so ridiculously cute, it's almost unfair. But here's the thing. What if that little tilt wasn't as random as it seems? What if, behind those curious eyes, there's something fascinating going on that we've barely scratched the surface of? Today, we're diving into the surprising truth behind the head tilt. And trust me, it's way more intriguing than you might think. Of course, melting your heart is still a bonus they've mastered to perfection. Let's go. Number 1. The sound-seeking superpower. What if your dog's head tilt was their version of cupping a hand to your ear? Dogs hear at much higher frequencies than humans, catching subtle tones we can't even imagine. But locating exactly where a sound is coming from takes more than sharp ears. It's about fine-tuning their position. When a sound hits, especially something high-pitched like your voice or a squeaky toy, the source might be hard to pinpoint. By tilting their head, dogs adjust the angle of their pinnae, the outer ear flaps, so sound waves enter with greater accuracy. This small shift helps them judge distance and direction, almost like they're triangulating the noise in real time. Hunting ancestry, where knowing precisely where prey was hiding meant survival. That familiar tilt when you say, "Want to go for a walk?" isn't purely adorable. It's a calculated move to capture every syllable and confirm exactly who said it. Your voice becomes their signal, and their brain maps it instantly. And once they've locked onto the sound, there's another layer of magic in how they process it, one that has more to do with emotion than location. Number 2. Seeing past the snoot. For some dogs, the head tilt has more to do with vision than hearing. Picture living life with a built-in obstacle, your own nose. For breeds with long muzzles, that snoot can block part of their view, especially of something close, like your face. Tilting the head slightly shifts the angle, opening up a clear path to see all of you. It's a bit like sliding over in a crowded cinema seat to peek past the person blocking the screen. A small adjustment, but suddenly, the whole scene makes sense. For dogs, your expressions are part of the story. They watch your eyes, your mouth, and even subtle muscle movements to read how you feel. That tilt may be their way of removing any blind spots so they don't miss a single clue. And because dogs are masters at combining sight with emotional understanding, that simple head turn could be their way of tuning into both your mood and your words. In that moment, they're not only looking at you, they're connecting. But sometimes it's neither about sound nor vision. There's another reason that tilt can appear. Number 3. Emotion radar. Sometimes a head tilt is your dog's way of saying, "I'm trying to understand you." Dogs are like tiny emotional antennas, always tuned into your frequency. When your voice softens, sharpens, or wavers, that slight tilt helps them lock onto every detail. They're watching your face closely, how your eyebrows move, the curve of your mouth, even the quick flicker in your eye. It's part of how they piece together your mood. If your tone carries excitement, they lean in, eager to know what's about to happen. Maybe a walk, maybe a treat. If it's laced with sadness, they may move closer, offering quiet company or a nudge of reassurance. This skill comes from centuries of living alongside humans, learning that our emotions often guide our actions. That tilt is not random. It's focused attention mixed with a dash of empathy. It's your dog saying, "I hear you, I see you, I'm with you." And every time they do it, they're building a deeper map of your emotional world, ready to react in the way they think you need most. But sometimes that head tilt isn't about emotions at all. It's about tuning into something far stranger. Number 4. The "look how cute I am" move. Here's the truth. Sometimes your dog's tilt is pure manipulation, and it works every time. Dogs are quick learners when it comes to human reaction. The first time they tilted their head and you smiled, laughed, or spoke in that sweet, high-pitched voice, it made an impact. Maybe you even grabbed your phone for a photo or handed them a treat. That single moment gets saved in what we could call their human reaction database. From then on, they know exactly how to replay it for maximum effect. Over time, they perfect the move, tilting at the exact right angle, holding the pose a moment longer, sometimes even pairing it with a small ear twitch or soft whine. It's strategic charm in action, and the reward? A flood of affection, a scratch behind the ears, maybe even a snack. This is one of the ways dogs shape our behavior, without us even realizing it. We think we're training them, but often, they're the ones setting the stage. That head tilt? It's part performance, part communication, and part heart-melting strategy. Once you see it this way, you might notice other clever tricks they use to get what they want, and that brings us to the next secret they've been hiding. Number 5. Breed quirks and tilting champs. Not all head tilts are created equal. Some breeds just do it more. Some dogs seem to tilt their heads at every little sound, while others barely move an inch. Breeds with longer muzzles, like German Shepherds, Labradors, and Border Collies, often tilt more frequently. Their snouts can slightly block their line of sight, so that little angle helps them get a clearer view of your face and body language. It's like adjusting a camera lens for a sharper picture. Then you have the flat-faced charmers, pugs, bulldogs, Frenchies. They don't need the same visual boost because their faces are more open in the front. Still, you'll catch them tilting when something grabs their attention, especially a sudden sound or the rustle of a treat bag. For them, it's less about vision and more about tuning into the noise or reading your mood. Some breeds are naturally more expressive, so their tilts look dramatic, exaggerated, and irresistibly cute. Others might give a subtle, almost polite tilt, as if saying, "I'm listening, but let's not overdo it." Either way, these quirks aren't random. They're shaped by a mix of anatomy, instincts, and a touch of personality. And once you start noticing breed patterns, you'll never look at a head tilt the same way again. Which brings us to why the tilt might be a sign of something deeper. Number 6. The science of smart tilting. Here's where it gets really interesting. Head tilting might be a sign of higher intelligence. Some researchers noticed something fascinating. Dogs who tilt their heads more during training often perform better in certain tests. They seem quicker to link sounds to objects, remembering names and cues with surprising accuracy. It's as if that small tilt is a sign their brain is actively processing what they hear. When a dog tilts while you talk, it might be more than curiosity. It could be a way to focus deeply, filtering out distractions and locking onto your words. Imagine them mentally sorting through what you're saying, picking out the important parts and matching them to past experiences. I mean, a dog that tilts less is less smart. Simply that for some, this gesture is part of how they engage with the world. Breeds, personalities, and individual quirks all play a role. Some may rely more on scent, others on sound. And tilters may be the sound specialists of the canine world. And here's a twist. Scientists are now exploring whether frequent tilters also excel at emotional reading, picking up subtle changes in tone and expression. Maybe that cute little angle of the head is part of a bigger emotional superpower, which leads us to something even more surprising. Let's throw in a quick bonus fact that's just too good to leave out. The happy memory tilt. And here's the one you won't expect. Your dog might be tilting to replay a happy memory. Dogs tilt their heads when they hear familiar words like park or treat. Their brains quickly link the sound to happy moments, like a sunny day or a fun walk. That tilt is their way of quietly savoring the memory before they jump up excitedly. So when your dog tilts, they might be replaying a joyful scene with you, full of warmth and fun, and that's only the start of what makes their tilt so special. So, does your dog have a favorite head tilt? Drop your funniest or sweetest tilt stories in the comments. We'd love to see them again and again. If this video made you smile or taught you something new, hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more pawsome dog facts and heartwarming moments. Remember, every tilt is their way of listening and loving you back. Until next time, keep chatting with your furry friend. They're always tuned in and ready to tilt. See you in the next tail-wagging episode.